Hi guys, so this week I haven't done any more progress on the heelless anvil. We've been busy with work, like I said last time, but a few of you asked last time on the last video when I showed you around the workshop to film a cast. So we're doing a cast today. It's just a small cast, so I thought I'll show you guys around. I'm just in my workshop where it's quiet, but I thought I'd quickly just show you the heelless anvil. This one's sort of fighting me every step of the way, so I'll show you what's going on there. That'll take a very quick little few seconds, and then I'll take you outside to the furnace. Okay, so you guys remember this, where I drew out the heel and everything like that, sort of knew where I was going to cut everything. I flipped that over, nothing more was changed there, but this did change. What I did is I took the vise off of this table, and I welded these plates on over here. I did film this and it was an epic fail, but I'll put it in here anyway. So anyway, I G-clamped these plates to the table, and I tried to cut it, and then as it was kept on slipping, so then I'll show you guys in the video, but anyways. So that happened, which sucks. So I'm gonna have to cut that heel with a big angle grinder, but it's a lot of cutting. So, and I've been too busy to do that. So that'll happen when it happens. I dug this out of my container. This is just a old drill press that we bought this business over with. This business belonged to my uncle before we bought it over. So this was his drill press, and it came with the business, but we already had a drill press that worked. This one didn't work. There was a few things that didn't work. Let me just show you. So this adjuster over here, that didn't work at all. So I got that working yesterday. It was just some misalignment in the actual selector thing. The motor worked, but we've put this motor on my little lathe because my little lathe's motor is way underpowered, and then we've got another motor for this. So this one will have a new motor. I need to change the switch on it, and then the plan is that I'm going to actually unbolt that from the stand and then bolt that onto my table, so that I can swivel the head of the drilling machine and actually drill, like if I need to drill a Pritchell hole in the anvil, I can put the anvil on my cast iron table and then drill it down, so that it drills nice and square. So that's the plan there. Okay, let's go outside. I'll show you guys what's going on here. So that is the furnace where we melt our aluminium. Basically we melt down pouring holes. That's old, that's from last cast. Our virgin material is this. We buy this virgin material from a friend of mine who owns a fishing lure shop, and he does a lot of machining. So we have really good quality shavings that we buy for scrap. And that's the furnace over there. So it's over there we have old engine oil mixed with paraffin, 50-50, and then that goes down and it drip feeds into the furnace. And then we have a LP gas assist. So we run very little LP gas, but all it does is it just helps to ignite that oil as it pours in. Let me see if I can show you guys here how it works. Ball valve up there where we set our feed, and then we just have it so it drips. And then we have our blower fan inside that comes through the wall, which is our air. And then we just set it with that plank. It's real Neanderthal style, but it works and it can't get stolen. That's the biggest thing. Over here on weekends, shit gets stolen. So we just have it so that yeah, nothing can get stolen. Obviously our gas is over there, we set that. So yeah, it's a perfect mixture basically. And there's some old pouring holes and stuff that's busy melting in there. I turned this on about 15 minutes ago. So yeah, that's that. That's still busy warming up. So that's how it works. Let me take you inside. I'll show you guys how we melt the shavings, because you can't just, let me show you. You can't just chuck shavings into the pot, especially the finer shavings, because that did not work. Okay, terrible example. Anyway, finer shavings you can't throw into the pot because they blow out the top. So what I did is I took an old rim and I heated it up and I tapered it all the way down, and then I drilled this hole in it. So this rim fits on top of over there, and then basically we put the shavings in there, we heat it up with that torch until it melts in, and it's a drip feed into the furnace. So that's sort of how that works. Workshop dogs, these are all other people's dogs, for those of you who don't know, but they're really cool. We feed them, so nice dogs. This is where we cast. Oh, here's the fan, by the way. That's our air. Here's where we cast. So this is just a huge pile of sand where we seat all the molds. The molds are made of beach sand, resin, and there's a catalyst which comes in little tubs like that. So you mix resin catalyst in with the beach sand in the concrete mixer, and then that's how we make the molds. But yeah, this is it. So these are all empty. You can see these are like birds and stuff. That's a two-piece mold, and then we glue them together. We cast in there, and that's how they happen. Those are all leaves. These are bases. Bases are like this over here. It's not these exact bases, but that is a base for a lamp. So that's what those ones are. I'll film as we cast as well. These are just some table lamps, the same as all of those over there. So that's just some table lamps. And then here are some standing lamps or floor lamps, which get welded. We cast these in two pieces. So the one will be a base like that, and then the other one will be a top. And then what we do is we weld them together. I don't have any examples right now, but I will show you guys some examples next door. Okay, so you can see over here, this is a base. This is actually after we cast. I didn't have any examples, so I just thought we'd wait until we break the molds open. So this is a base. Okay, it has a steel pipe going in there, so that's where our wire goes in. And then over here, the inside of the steel pipe, I don't know if you can see, it has a steel ring over there. So we cut that pipe, we cut that off over there, and then this has the same over here. Steel ring, so we cut that off over there. We butt them together, weld them so that it's straight, and that's how it looks. So that's the standing lamp, which will sit on the floor. You know, that sits on the floor, and then that gets the lampshade up here. So that's what I mean when we cast them in two pieces. We have the bases and then the tops. Right, so I will carry on filming now when we start to throw shavings in the pot, so that you guys can see how we sort of do that. Just quickly before I do that, let me show you the example of the finer shavings, because obviously it depends how they're cutting. If they're cutting with a drill press, then you have coarse shavings like that, but if you're cutting with a lathe, the shavings are much finer like this. So that, let me actually grab some of this and I'll show you that you can't throw this in. Oh, I really hope this works, but I'll show you that you can't throw this in the top. You know, it just blows out. See there? It just blows away, because obviously that's where all your hot air is coming out. So that's why we have to use that, so we can melt the shavings into the pot. It is a slow way of doing it, but we get our shavings for a really good price, and it's a really good quality aluminium. We refuse to use castings, so we don't buy like engine blocks and heads and stuff like that, because you never know what quality aluminium you're working with. Whereas over here we know exactly what quality we're working with. I can't remember the grade, don't ask me, but it's billet, it's your normal billet stuff that comes in, and anyway they machine it and that's what we buy. So yeah, let's see if this is melting down anymore. It's starting, see that? See it's starting to bubble out. And eventually this will all just be one big pool of molten aluminium, and then that's when we cast it. So that's where I'm going to be setting you blokes up, because we move around with the torch when we're melting the shavings, depending on where the wind is blowing. We always want to be melting with the wind blowing in the back of the torch to obviously create the hottest flame. So we're trying to figure it out, because we sometimes stand here and we sometimes stand there, depending on which way the wind is blowing. Anyway, that is a safe space that the phone is not going to fall into the furnace, and we're not going to bump it over. So you guys are going to be up there while we melt over here. Thanks, Benson. So there you have it. Okay. Is it leaking? No. Okay, cool. Sorry guys, just had to quickly go and prep the ingot cups.
Join the people behind the blood by spending 30 minutes of your day donating precious.
Let's do those leaves first while it's hot. Cool, thanks guys. Bridge, fill that one up quickly. What are those? Ah, okay, I see. There's two birds in there. Ah, okay. Oh. Cool guys, ingots. Just fill up that one. Little bit, yeah, only a little bit left. That's not finished. Let's clean up.